So in the 2015 playoffs, LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers suffered two huge losses with the injuries of K-Love and Kyrie, effectively in most eyes ending the series against the newly arisen Golden State Warriors dynasty. But while the young Chef Curry and the Warriors, they were precocious, nobody really believed that the Cavs had the manpower to defeat them. But what if I told you that they did? What if I told you that the answer to their issues was very much available to them and would have worked had they not squandered it through bad coaching? So let's get into how LeBron and the Cavs could have deaded Golden State's momentum from the beginning through one simple move. Now, before we get into the meat and bones, I want to say thank you for the love. We are growing rapidly, and I love delivering this content for you guys. Now, without wasting any more time, click that subscribe button, grab that popcorn, and cue that intro. So in the 2015 season, David Blatt was the head coach of the Cleveland Cavaliers, and he was a first-year coach after having a successful run in Europe, leading his Turkish team, Darüşşafaka in Istanbul, winning the Euro Cup. Now the Cavs, while struggling to find their identity in the regular season, they managed to finish with 53 wins. They went on a monster run during the playoffs, sweeping the Celtics, finishing the Bulls in 6, and sweeping the 60-win Hawks. However, K-Love, he got his arm practically ripped out by Kelly Oubre, and in the finals during Game 1, Kyrie got injured. So at this point, most people were asking, what could really be done? So to understand David Blatt's coaching woes, we must go back to the beginning of the season to see the beginning of the end. So Blatt apparently, during film sessions, according to players, would not criticize star players during these film sessions, even when they clearly messed up a play. And apparently became so bad that Ty Lue finally intervened and demanded that somebody rewind the tape so they could get on top of the members of the Big Three. While David Blatt had a great understanding of X's and O's, he didn't understand how to read, implement, and utilize personnel. This Achilles heel of his will come back to bite the Cavs. Just wait. The crux of this video will be about three people: David Blatt, LeBron James, and Timothy Mozgov. The reason that the 2015 Cavs did not win the finals is simply by not playing Timothy Mozgov and not disciplining LBJ. Now, I know that's laughable, but stick with me. Early on in this series, Cleveland got out to a 2-1 lead where they looked point blank more physical than Golden State. They were just playing bully ball. Timothy Mozgov brought a big presence to the court that intimidated attackers and slowed the game down, and made most of his free throws for the Cavs, which is necessary to succeed. Don't believe me? Well, just listen to this stat. On average, when the Cavs beat the Warriors, Timothy played about 30 minutes per game. Then the Cavs got blown out during Game 4 after LeBron went 32% from the field, and in the following game, Timmy played only about 9 minutes. Apparently, David Blatt thought that trying to out-small ball the small ball Warriors would work during Game 5 by benching Timothy. In sports, the smartest strategy is to play to your strengths, not to try to outdo someone else's. For instance, you would not catch Joe Frazier out here trying to box Muhammad Ali by trying to outspeed him. That's just silly. That's exactly what David Blatt tried to do during Game 5. He got desperate and he just didn't stick to his guns. This bravery that he showed to make this move to bench Mozgov should have been put towards LBJ and his shot selection. This is because Andre Iguodala had LBJ settling for shots that he didn't want, forcing LBJ to attempt to play hero ball. Just check out LeBron's shot chart for that series. He was shot chucking this series, shooting about 40% from the field, 31% from 3, and 69% from the line. This is where Blatt should have built up his cachet with Bron from the beginning of the season, in order to help LeBron understand that this series is winnable if the pace is slowed and the offense is run properly. Both games that the Cavs won were under 100 points each, and every game they lost, the Warriors scored well over 100. To understand why free throws and his shot selection are important, games where the Cavs won, LBJ shot 80% from the line, while in losses, he only shot 59%. To get an understanding of Mozgov's production and effect on the game, for the series excluding the Game 5 9-minute performance, he averaged 16.8 points per game, 1.8 blocks per game, 7.5 rebounds per game, and shot 75% from the line, only playing about 30 minutes per game during the finals. Adding Timothy Mozgov would have turned the Cavs into NBA champions and may have prevented the development of the super team that Golden State has now. Cleveland had a chance to step on the necks of a precocious team who had never seen an NBA champion caliber player like a LeBron James. But David Blatt didn't have LeBron well ingrained enough into his system and didn't utilize Timothy Mozgov as a tool to slow down the game, forced defenders to play him inside, which spaces the floor to allow the cold shooters to get hot. A productive rim protector, and be a big man who can hit free throws to cash in on must-have opportunities. Cleveland left a lot on the table, which goes unnoticed because the Cavs lost 2 superstars to injury. But Cavaliers fans, understand this. You were really supposed to have about 3 to 4 chips during that era, and it all started with the mess-ups of a rookie head coach, David Blatt. Now with a finals victory, LeBron potentially goes on to win one more, setting fear in the league in the same way that he did in Toronto for a brief period. So that even if KD and Steph got together, the Warriors would have a mental disadvantage versus the 4-time champion LeBron James. However, this never happened. David Blatt got fired the following year. LeBron and Kyrie saved the day in Game 7 of 2016, and fast forward 2 years later, and the Cavs only win 1 ring in LBJ's return to Cleveland, and a lot of maybes and what-ifs are left on the table. Now definitely, if you like this video, subscribe and check out the channel. Now you already know to leave your thoughts, suggestions, and ideas down below, and don't ever be mad at me, be mad at yourself for being an underachiever. Play that outro.